Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the adventures of the Presidential Investigation Inquisitors. This is our finale for the Mansions of Madness, the Cracked and Crooked Manse. If you enjoyed listening to our adventure here, we'd encourage you to check out Chaosium's Mansions of Madness book, where this pre-written module is located. This particular scenario was written and designed by Mark Morrison, who has written quite a lot for this game and is part of Chaosium's community ambassador team. We'd recommend checking out his other works too. We aren't sponsored or anything, just big fans of the work and scenarios they have put together that make playing as a player and a keeper easier and more fun.
All right, that's enough of all of that stuff. We are all literally about to die.
For once, I do agree with Donald here. I have been racking my brain to try to find a way out of this, but I don't think we are prepared at all for fighting this thing.
Wait, what thing are we fighting?
Agreed, Joe. First, let's do a recap. Donald, you want to give it?
Fine. Last session was pretty simple. We did improvements and upgraded some skills. The sheriff said that if we didn't leave by tomorrow afternoon, he'd kick us out of town. And then as we started exploring the house, walls, floors, and ceilings exploded with some sort of green plant monster thing.
I mean, you triggered it by breaking into the basement?
Obviously, it was in the basement. I literally called it in like our first session. Every haunted house is caused by either the attic or the basement. We already explored the attic. Basement is the only logical possibility.
Still, you could have waited until we knew what we were up against.
Yeah, if I wanted an easy game, maybe I'd do something like that.
But if we die, we are going to have to create new characters, Donald.
Well, I don't plan on dying.
Most people don't. All right, let's get started then. Barack, you are currently upstairs on the balcony of sorts with the monster. Having destroyed the ceiling above you, you also won't be able to react before it attacks you. Joe, you are on the ground floor, but the floor in front of you exploded with the monster, revealing the bulk of its body below in the basement. And Donald, you are in the kitchen, having just broken the door to the basement and finding a tentacle of the monster behind it, and then another tentacle broke through the sink behind you.
All right, let's figure out our surroundings first. If I recall, there are two doors into the kitchen, right, Ben?
That's right. One is across the room, leading close to the back door. The other leads into the dining hall.
And I'm on the second floor. The staircase is still intact.
The entire house is in pandemonium, but yes, the staircase is still intact.
All right, Joe and I get to go first then. And I get to go first of the two of us because I'm better.
You can go first, but just because I'm letting you, Donald.
Technically, it goes by order of dexterity scores.
I have a 65.
Damn, I do too. That's so rigged. I am much faster than you, Joe.
Like I said, you can go first, Donald.
All right, Ben, I want to shoot the mask through the door. And then I want to run into the dining hall.
Okay, do you want to roll firearms? It is going to try to attack back as well. As a reminder for how combat works in Call of Cthulhu, the main thing that matters is the success level. So failure, regular success, hard success, and extreme success. Typically, when someone takes an action, the opposing creature also gets another action. If the defender is attacking back, then they need a higher level of success. If the defender is taking a defense action, then they just need to match the level of success of the attacker.
That's a 22, which is a hard success.
I got an 18, which is also a hard success. Since it was trying to fight back, you win that encounter. Do you want to roll your damage for that hit?
That's 8 points of damage.
The long tentacle was oozing towards you, but retreats upon being blasted by your handgun. If you want to shoot again, you can, but you'll have to add a disadvantage die for every new attack.
If I remember right, it is pretty tough to hit on additional attacks.
I'm still going for it, though. God damn it, this game is so rigged that it is really hard to believe sometimes. If I didn't have the disadvantage die, that would be a 1. Literally, you guys are not even on my level. Unfortunately, with the disadvantage die, it is a 71, which would be a failure, but I'll use 4 points of luck to make it a regular success.
Funnily enough, I got a 71 as well. You land another hit.
Now I get a 1. Ben, I am this close to quitting this stupid rigged game, or at least finding some other dice. That's 3 more damage. Now I want to try to run away and get at least into the dining hall, if not through it into the main entry hall.
Do you want to roll dexterity? It's going to try to grapple your leg as you run away.
That's a 4, extreme success.
Damn, I thought I had you that time. I got an 8, which was also an extreme success, but since you are defending on this one, you just needed to tie with me.
You are the luckiest son of a gun on the planet, Donald.
No joke. I don't think I've ever gotten that lucky with my rolling.
No luck involved. This is all skill.
All right, Donald, you were able to make it out of the kitchen and into the dining hall, though, are not quite able to make it into the main entry hall. All right, Joe, you also succeeded on that sanity roll, so you can take your turn next.
Did it seem like Donald did much damage to it?
Not much, though. It did retreat each time he shot it.
Well, guys, I'm mainly just a brawler. Don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do about this.
Yeah, once again, you're literally useless here, Joe.
That's not true. Do you have any sort of weapon, Joe?
Not on me. Actually, though, that gives me an idea. Ben, could I make it back to the parlor?
You'd have to make a dexterity check, but yeah, you can run across the room to the parlor.
All right, let's go for it. That's a 51 regular success.
Sorry, Joe, I got a 9, which is an extreme success for me.
Wait, can I push the roll?
You could try jumping, but if you fail on this one, that means that you'll be knocked prone while it moves to attack you.
I don't think that's worth it, Joe. You need an extreme success to win on this one.
Yeah, just give up Joe. I'll come save you. Don't worry.
I got this, guys. Ben, I want to push the roll and jump for safety.
All right, roll for dexterity again.
Damn, all right, that was a 43. I want to use 30 points of luck to make it an extreme success.
Nice, Joe.
All right, Barack, watching from the balcony, you see Joe start to slip, then leap out into the air. The long green tentacle reaches up to him, missing by mere inches as he clears the gap and lands on his feet, stumbling forward into the door to the parlor.
Sweet. I want to rush to the bar and grab the moonshine.
Are you kidding me, Joe? All of that just to get drunk. I get that you might die, but giving up like this, cowardly.
I think I see what you're planning, Joe.
I think I do too. Joe, you are able to grab the moonshine, but then we move over to Obama.
All right, Ben. I want to shoot the shotgun and then rush into the master bedroom, slamming the door shut behind me.
All right, it is going to try to attack you as you do that, so it needs a higher success level. However, since you failed your last sanity check, it'll also get an advantage die.
That's a 29, which is a regular success.
Damn, I rolled pretty bad. I got a 66, which is also a regular success. Do you want to roll damage?
I didn't record what damage dice I should be rolling. How much damage does this shotgun deal, Ben?
You're within 10 yards, so it is 2d6.
Sweet, that's 8 points of damage.
So the tentacle that was reaching out to you retreats, and you're able to make it into the master bedroom and slam the door shut. You see the green slime begin oozing under the door, but then retreats hurriedly as soon as coming into contact with the thin line of white crystals.
I hope that would happen. I want to run and open the window.
You are able to make it to the window, but then we are going to move to the monster's turn. Also, will each of you roll sanity?
Damn, I got a 71. That's a failure.
I got a 16, a hard success.
I failed too with an 89.
All right, Joe, you take 3 points of sanity damage, Obama and Donald. You both take 7 points as your minds begin to comprehend the otherworldly horror that is unfolding before you. Since each of you made it into a room without the monster, its turn is going to be taken up by breaking into each of the rooms. Barack, the fireplace explodes outward as the slime oozes out of it. In the rubble, you see a ribcage and a femur bone in the midst of it. Donald, the dining table, is thrown upwards as the middle of the floor opens up into the basement. And Joe, the wall leading back into the main entry hall, explodes outwards as the monster begins destroying the house.
This escalated pretty quickly.
No joke. I think Donald really pissed it off by destroying the door.
More like I threatened it, and now it is defending itself.
All right, well, we will go to Donald's turn. What do you want to do? You did fail your sanity check, so it'll get advantage when it tries to grapple you.
So I can see the main body of it through the floor below me, Ben.
You can, though. At this point, it just looks like a sea of a green, like ooze.
I'll fire into that, and then I want to try to make it to the far door.
All right, roll for your attack. Once again, it is going to be attacking you as well.
That's a 48 regular success.
I got an 82, which is also a regular success. You win this one.
Sweet. That is 11 damage.
All right, the tentacle rides and retreats a bit.
And now I want to rush into the main entryway.
Okay, let's try this again then. Roll dexterity as the tentacle surges up to try to grab you.
No worries, no worries. That's a 67. I needed a 65, so I'll use 2 luck points.
I got a 30, which is a hard success. Donald, as you run across the room, you feel your leg get stuck in something and looking down can see the green slime running up your leg, holding you fast.
Hold up, can I push the roll?
You can try to do what Joe did and jump for it. Yeah, if you miss, you will be knocked prone though.
No worries, guys. I got this.
That's a bad idea, Donald.
I haven't used any luck yet. I just need above 82. All right, this is truly the worst game in the entire world. Ben, I swear, if you kill me here, I'm never coming back. That's a 91, which is a failure and higher than I can spend luck to fix.
I'm not the one killing you, Donald, the monster is. Donald, you leap towards the doorway, but this time, the monster was ready, and while you are in midair, you feel something wrap around your torso, and you fall hard to the ground. You'll take 3 points of physical damage as you do so. You are also now grappled.
How can we free him?
He'll be freed if you can deal enough damage to either the main body or the tentacle wrapping around him. Obviously, you need to do less damage to the tentacle to free him.
You aren't going to tell us how much damage we need.
That feels like a bit too much metagaming. All right, Donald, just a few inches from the door into the main entryway, You find yourself being dragged back towards the center of the room and into the basement below the house. Obama and Joe, which of you want to go next?
I'll go next, if that's okay, Joe. My turn will be pretty quick.
What are you doing now that you are trapped in that room, Obama?
You'll see, Donald.
Yeah, go for it, Obama.
Ben, I want to jump out the open window into the garden down below. It can't be more than a 10-foot fall, right?
Probably somewhere in the 10 to 12 foot range, but there is a bush below that might somewhat cushion your fall. It's gonna hurt though.
That's okay. Seems like a better situation than where I am at now.
All right, roll your dexterity check to try to avoid the tentacles. Since you are just running away, I'll say that it doesn't have advantage even though you failed your sanity check.
Damn, that's a 77, which is a failure.
And I got an 80, which is a regular success for the monster.
Can I push the roll?
You can, but that means landing even rougher on the other side.
I think I have to, though. Damn, that was an 80. Even worse than my last roll. All right, I'll use my 35 luck points, leaving me with 2 left to get a regular success. I just need to tie since it is attacking me, right, Ben?
That's correct. All right, you leap out the window and feel the monster snag you at the last moment. Your momentum breaks you out of its grasp, but pulls you off balance and you land hard on your right arm. You feel something snap, and your vision goes red as the pain hits you. You take 6 points of physical damage from the fall.
Holy hell, that put me at half health.
I have 13 hit points, so it is just under half of mine. That means I don't take any lasting medical conditions or anything, right, Ben?
That's right, though you did break your right arm, but you maintain your consciousness through the pain. All right, Joe, you're up next.
All right, I want to do a couple of things. First, I want to run back into the main hall and throw the jug in the hole in the middle of the floor. Then I want to light and throw the lighter I got from Donald after it.
Okay, first things first, let's roll your dexterity check to avoid the tentacle that broke into the parlor.
That's a 75, exactly what I need for a regular success.
All right, I only got a 63, which means a regular success too. You were able to make it back into the main hall and throw the jug of moonshine into the hole. It lands with a thud, and then the slime oozes over it and breaks the jar. It retreats a bit from the alcohol, but it was a good throw, and the alcohol has soaked a good portion of the main body. You are going to need to succeed on a throw roll to make the lighter land in the proper place, though.
Damn, that was great, Joe. All right, you got to make this roll, though. Otherwise, Donald might be dead. I don't know how much help I'm going to be.
And you owe me a lighter if we make it out of this, Joe.
If I make this throw, I think you need to give me a raise, Donald. You own the company, after all. That's a 27. I have 13 luck points left, so I'll use all of those to make it a hard success.
Well played, Joe. All right, as you throw the lighter, the light flickers for a moment and you think it might go out, but by some stroke of luck or the intervention of divinity, the lighter keeps its flame and lights the moonshine down below. The house shakes as the monster thrashes in pain. Donald, you feel the grip around your torso loosen and are able to scramble free and towards the door again. All right, final checks, guys, and you might be able to make it out of the house. Let's do dexterity rolls for Donald and Joe and dodge for Barack to make it out as the slime begins thrashing even more violently and the house begins to shake and the walls begin to crumble.
That's a 6 for me. Extreme success, and I am out of there.
That's a 54, which is a failure for dodging for me. I don't have enough luck to make it a success either, but I want to get as far away as I can.
That's a 77. Barely a failure, but I've used up all of my luck.
Hold up, Joe is on my way out of the house. Can I take him with me since I rolled an extreme success?
You can help him out the door, so I'll give him advantage on that roll. Barack, you see the wall begin falling after you, but you are able to mostly get out of the way. A falling board hits you on the back of the head, knocking you prone, and you take 2 more points of damage, but you are able to make it far enough away that you don't get crushed by the bigger debris. Joe, do you want to roll your advantage die to see if you make it out?
So I need anything below a 6.
You got this, Joe.
Damn, guys, that's a 10. I failed.
Damn it, Joe. Why do you have to be so worthless? I even tried to save you.
Actually, guys, he rolled a 10 on the D10 advantage die. That's a 0 on that one.
Wait, what?
Well, yeah. You can't get above 100, so if the 10 wasn't a 0, then he would have rolled a 107. It's a 0 for Call of Cthulhu.
I won? Guys, I won.
Your luck. If Ben wasn't changing the rules, you'd be dead right now, Joe.
I didn't change the rules, guys. That's how it works.
Great job, Joe.
Wait, so it's over then? We didn't solve the case.
As you exit the house, all gathered in front of it, as the remaining portions of the house collapse in on itself, fueling the flames that Joe started in the basement. You do wonder if it was all worth it. Did you learn anything? Did you provide closure? Did you actually gain a victory over the eldritch horrors?
This was a fun story, Ben.
And it feels great to be back and playing on a regular schedule. What happens next?
Well, next week we will pick up with a new story. Whether it is Call of Cthulhu or something different, we will just have to wait and see.
I'm a bit confused, though.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions left over. We never identified the body we found for sure, and I saw bones come out of the fireplace in the master bedroom when that thing destroyed it.
There weren't salt crystals in front of the fireplace, were there?
No, there weren't.
So maybe Arthur Cornswaite missed that, and the monster killed him through death.
Yeah, I'll clear up a bit of the mystery for any viewers who want to know more after the credits. But first, let's close off our session.
Thanks for joining, everyone. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe, comment, and all of that stuff. We really appreciate the support.
We will see you all next time.
Off in the distance, the mechanical sirens of the police car began to echo once again through the streets of Gamwell. The smoke rising from the remains of the Fitzgerald estate high into the air, and with it, the closure of yet another encounter with the Mythos that almost consumed our investigators. Knowing how this looks, and desperate to leave behind this terrible scene, our investigators got into the car and hurried off down the highway towards a nearby town to seek medical attention, leaving Gamwell behind forever. And the townsfolk? Well, the destruction of the Fitzgerald estate marked a new chapter for the town, forever closing the book on the terrible things that had happened there. Healing of old wounds began to truly mend, and yet a deep and abiding distrust of outsiders grew ever deeper. From the Kerwins' cruelty to our investigators' act of arson, travelers were told to move on to the next town and not to linger. Most of the memories of this slowly faded over time, however, unbeknownst to our investigators. Spores of the monster had attached onto Donald's clothes when he was grabbed. They disposed of these clothes at the motel in the next town that evening, and evil once again had a new home, growing, waiting, ready to strike.
Okay, great. Now, what exactly happened here?
Yes, for any viewers who want to keep the mystery alive, feel free to skip past this part or to move on to the next video. But if you want to know some of the missing puzzle pieces, please keep watching. Now, Donald, you actually got quite a bit right on your second guess. Arthur brought back the monster, which is known as the spawn of Shub-and-Wrath, from his expedition to South America, though not intentionally. It had stowed away in that box, and when Arthur started noticing strange things, he put two and two together. He found that Salt repelled the spawn and tried to lock it away in the basement while he tried to figure out what to do, but it crept up through the house more and more. He locked himself in his room, but had neglected to seal the fireplace, which is where it killed him and left behind his two fuzzy blue slippers. Arthur Kerwin was the body you found in the hidden room, having hid there from the sheriff, but accidentally trapping himself. His family was supposed to free him, but they were also desperate to be free of his evil influence and left him there.
Interesting.
I gotta give props to you. Donald, you figured out a good chunk of it.
I know, I am the smartest.
Well, I think Ben gave us a nice line of breadcrumbs leading to the final solution.
I tried to. But yeah, I did not expect Donald to break down the door to the basement at all. A similar thing happened to Malith Rex when he ran this scenario, except in that one, an investigator had gone crazy and smashed through the floor, falling into the basement and being trapped there. They also used Salt as more of a weapon and didn't even find the moonshine or think of using that.
It was a good time playing through this. They did a good job with this module.
They did, yeah. We ran it with some homebrew changes, but most of the module happened like this. Seb Watkins wasn't crazy in the other one. In this, he witnessed the spawn taking his cow and his reality shattered. He thought that it must have been aliens or people who had stolen it.
So the sheriff actually was a good guy? Nobody was involved in a cult or anything?
Just Arthur Kerwin. He was an investigator once, but eventually succumbed to insanity and lost his mind, beginning instead to work towards summoning eldritch entities instead of fighting to repel them. A dark omen for you guys, I think. Anyways, thanks for staying to the end, everyone. Hope that this cleared up any parts of the story you were confused on. We will see you all next time.